Hello and welcome to this video tutorial on the store operator functions adjustments. So in this video we are going to learn how to make corrections through the adjustment functionality. So this is something that we are going to use when we have made some data entry errors and we want to correct our data. So I'm going to log into the SMT and I need to access as a store operator. So I'll select the store operator and we are here in my store, in this case, and in this regional store. So for this example, we are going to assume that we have made an error that we want to correct. So for example, if we go to the arrivals, I can see here I have two arrivals on the same date with the same reference number. It has been entered, one with space, another one without space, so that's why the platform has taken both, has not realized that it's a duplicate. But if we go here and check the details, we can see that it's actually the same transaction. So it's BCG, this batch number with this expiry date, and it's a quantity of 50,000. If we check the second one, it's exactly the same thing, BCG, this batch number, a quantity of 50,000. So let's assume that we have reviewed our records and in reality we only received 50,000 once, but by mistake we have registered this transaction twice. So if we go to the stock overview, we are going to see that under BCG, on this batch number, the stock balance is 100,000, so it has taken the transaction twice. So the first thing that we need to do is to make sure that we correct this stock balance. So as it has been explained before in the tutorials of how to register arrivals and how to register issuing, it's very important to understand that once we finalize a transaction, we can no longer delete that transaction. So we have a workaround on how to correct our stock. So we are going to go to here, physical count and adjustments, and we are going to select as adjustment type, adjustment. There's a separate video tutorial on how to do physical counts. Okay, so if you want to register a physical count, you should refer to that separate tutorial. So here under adjustment, I'm going to find the item that is incorrect. In this case is BCG, this is the batch number, and we have 100,000 doses, when in reality we should only have 50,000. So what I'm going to do is click here, edit. I'm going to enter the correct stock quantity, so in this case it will be 50,000. It's going to give me a discrepancy of minus 50,000, that in this case is saying kind of like it is missing. And I'm going to enter the comments. So I need to select accept adjustment, and I will enter the comment or the justification for this change. So I can put that the transaction was entered twice by mistake and only received 50,000. Okay, so I click save. My data is going to get corrected, okay, and then I can go and finalize. Once I finalize this, I can see the quantity has been corrected here automatically. So I no longer have that error of 100,000. If I go to the stock overview, it's going to be the same. This is the batch number. Now we have corrected, it's no longer 100,000, now it's 50,000. So in that sense, the stock balance is now correct. And if I go to the issuing screen, I'm going to see that there is this adjustment that just has got logged in. So since it's a quantity that we are taking out of the stock, this minus 50,000 that we are subtracting, the adjustment gets registered under the issuing transactions. So I can review it here and see this is the batch that I have just adjusted. So this is the first part. We have corrected the stock balances. However, if we go to the arrivals, we still have these two duplicate transactions. So as I was saying at the beginning, we don't have a way to delete transactions. So what we are going to do, we are going to come here to view our transaction. We are going to click edit comments, and we are going to add a comment here. So for example, we are going to clarify that this transaction is duplicated. Please ignore. So in this way, when we run our reports, we will be able to see that we have a line that is duplicated. They will come with a comment saying that the transaction was entered by mistake and that it should be ignored. So even if we are not able to remove the line from our records, we'll be able to inform other users to not take that line into account. So this is basically how we correct mistakes into the SMT using that workaround. We can also use this methodology to correct other types of errors. For example, we can go back to the adjustments. So let's imagine that this BOPV, for example, this batch number is incorrect. We don't have this in our store. So what we can do is to use this adjustment to change that. So we'll come here, select. We can cancel this batch. So that means we put the stock quantity to 0. And as a comment, we just enter that we have made an error with the batch number. This batch does not exist. We click save. Once this information is saved, we can now click finalize. And the batch has disappeared. So in this case, of course, we'll need to now go back to the arrivals and make sure that we re-enter the information with the correct number. And it should be important as well to locate the transaction in which we made the error and do the same that we did before. Enter the comments and say like this line is wrong, please disregard. So with this adjustment functionality, we are able to fix some of the mistakes that we might have made with when entering our data through the arrivals or the issuing.